But no matter what comes next, I still have to face the ending.
I more meant that if you and Grit are just walking down the street secure, so it'd make more sense for people at night to be armed.
Was that robotic for anybody else but me? I'm sorry.
Yeah. You were dropping out a little bit around that.
What I was saying was, you and Grit are carrying a heavy load. You're in Silkshore, which is a more upscale place than Night Market, where people in Night Market could justify carrying weapons and being armed. Up here, it's going to look a little weird.
But we're not in Night Market. We're in a boat in the river.
Yes, but you're getting to Silkshore, is what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah, this is the part of the job I was hoping Edward would do. But I can take it up there if you want.
Okay, well, we're heavy. That's why I said we're. I mean, that's why I never understand the question of what are we doing to conceal that we already picked heavy. We picked heavy. We're already obvious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm staying on the boat because I'm heavy.
Maybe I should rephrase. Who's taking the coin to the guy in Silkshore?
Well, I suppose we could have waited if it's just a matter of Bishop going inside, dropping his stuff off. I don't see where we'd leave. I thought we were already way over here. That's why I was saying.
Right. If you would allow this to retcon, then I could just go ahead and drop myself off on the boat.
I thought we were picking up the coin here. I didn't realize we were picking
We're
it up.
still learning, so we can definitely rewind. Edward can be there.
This is
I thought this dot that was here was just our starting spot. I said first
the blue one was the starting spot.
All right, then. Well, since you two are going to be doing the hard part in a bit, or rather, no, Theta, you were going to be doing part of the climbing, weren't you?
Yep.
Yeah, so if you can stay on the boat. You're decked out and heavy. We want you for the last part, so you get to stay on the boat as well. I could just go alone. Or I could bring my thug.
Well, the professor's
Come on,
why
Grit.
don't you take the professor with you? You might see some weird stuff while you're there.
All right, come with me, Professor.
I would be more comfortable if you didn't go alone.
I would be too, honestly.
I mean, I will go with you as necessary. I am light, so that I just look like another person.
Right,
because
I am the person who is most convincingly not doing anything.
Yes, I don't want to look like the demon that I am.
Right, so, off we go. The UT will handle the boat, and we're going to go ahead and do our first delivery.
All right, so you two get onto the streets of Silkshore. At this time of night, there's still people out trying to sell things. So there's people offering you mushroom ale and an assortment of different foods. Most things are either cooked with mushrooms or maybe insects for flavor. And no one's paying like explicit attention to you, but they are trying to sell you stuff.
Right. So right now I'm doing the no thank you all the way down the street.
Mm-hmm. And the two of you make the way to the apartment, up to the second floor quickly. You knock at the door, and Grom shakily opens the door. You have it?
Yes. Let's come in.
Yes.
Quickly now.
Yes. And he shuts the door and looks at the box carefully. He hands you a piece of paper. This is where you'll be taking it. He gives you an address and gives you an address in White Crown. And trying to understand as he rushes the box into another room. Shuts the door quickly behind him.
All right. So he's going to be busy for now, and I'm going to be taking a look at the address and what do I understand of the place that it's going to be going.
All right. So, looking at the address, does Bishop have much experience in White Crown?
Well, I mean, I am a finely dressed individual of noble heritage. It's quite the place that I would fit in, even if I might not have anywhere to go.
Mm-hmm. So you've probably seen this before. This address is where a lot of invoices go for luxury items coming into White Crown. It's more of a accounting commercial building than it is a residence of any kind.
Okay. So it's a front, basically.
It could definitely be.
For someone, for some reason, it probably doesn't matter for us, but this probably is going to be a legitimate delivery and not a bomb in the box.
Good possibility.
Yeah, I don't suppose there's anything I would roll to know the difference.
Well, you could always examine the device after you get it back.
That's very true, and that's what our professor's here for.
Indeed.
But for now, he's locked himself into a single room, and I basically have the run of his place. So, I mean, casual stroll around. I'm probably not going to break into his stuff, but yeah.
He's got a little bit better food than you usually find in Silk Shore.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small place. It can maybe sit 2 or 3 people comfortably in this room. You're guessing the other room he's in is his bedroom. It's a rather small place if you're from a noble house. Still bigger than what you would have in Night Market, but the stuff here seems a slightly higher aesthetic than you would expect for Silk Shore, but a lot of it's old and run down.
Mm-hmm.
As for personal effects, there doesn't seem to be anything like that here. No paintings or small pieces of art or anything.
Huh. So he's got like a very Spartan kind of accommodation here. Even though he has a bed, maybe he doesn't actually live here. Or not very much.
Fair. That's a good theory.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Grit and Perso, are you parked somewhere or are you just kind of floating around Silk Shore out in the water?
I'm heavy. I'm staying on the boat.
Yeah, but
But what are you doing with the boat? Is it just staying there or you patrolling around?
Yeah, I assume we'll keep the boat buoyant. I mean, should we park the? Since if you're describing this like Venice, then what I'm assuming is that along the sides of the dock there are numerous walkways that go down from the higher rise to the lower rise, and then the lower part is where boats commonly start and stop. But those are supposed to be passenger boats, correct?
Yes. And most passenger boats in the sea would be handled by a group called the gondoliers.
Right, which I assume also have the Union, so if they saw us, they'd throw a Molotov on our deck.
That
I mean,
could
we're
happen
allowed
over
to have
time,
a boat,
yes.
but they wouldn't be.
You're allowed to have a boat, and as long as it looks like you have cargo, they're not going to bother you.
It's legal to sail out. It's illegal to have a boat after dark.
It is not illegal to have a boat after dark.
Okay.
Dustball never stops.
If it's illegal to park the boat, I suppose we'll have to do we should do a runaround. Which
like you usually pay like a couple shillings or something if you were to park. Like it's not. There would be small fees in that.
Yeah, I mean, like if we just pull up the boat and drop anchor, someone will come by and complain, right?
Yes.
Yeah, if we don't pay them.
Right. So yeah, well, and also we don't want to get spotted. Yeah, we'll just do a drive around. It'll take them a while.
All right. So you're going around a small area around Silk Shore a few times, waiting for them to get back. There's a number of gondoliers out. There's a couple people moving cargo. Eventually, one of the boats get close enough, and they look over, and it's the 4 of you in this boat. And the person there looks a little confused. Well, what are you up to tonight?
Pleasure cruise. I just stare him in the eyes.
I'll stare too.
All right, so if you want to intimidate this person, it'd be a command roll.
Yeah, I'm definitely. We can do it. We could do it as a group action, actually, if you want.
Absolutely.
Okay, as a group action.
All right, so who's leading this action?
He's the lead. He's more intimidating.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I mean,
you're way more.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll lead the action and risk the stress here. I think that's fine.
All right, so you're each going to give me a command roll. It's still under control. Everything's going smoothly tonight.
Control standard.
Yep. You're just getting this person to stop asking questions, basically.
And
So
talk to me. No, I want to ask about another devil's bargain. Yeah.
Okay, so a devil's bargain here is word's going to get out that you guys are transporting people around at night in the public canals, which is going to get back to the gondoliers.
I'm not going to take this one selfishly. What does the group feel about this? Like, because it's going to happen anyway, by the sound of it, if we don't succeed here.
No, just do it normal. You've got high dice. You're good at this.
I have a dice.
Nice.
You know what?
To
I will.
put it in
And
perspective for you.
worst case, I'll do the resistance thing.
Heart of the cards.
No, our 3 is our highest here.
Yeah. So
Right,
what does
so
it mean?
that's-
You just go away?
No.
No, that's a fail.
Right. So what does he do?
So he kind of gives a bit of a snapping stare. A pleasure. You're moving people around, and he starts to paddle his boat a little faster away.
Yeah. So
Definitely
talk to
not
me about
afraid.
resisting the consequence of this roll.
All right. So the downside to this is that was a gondolier, super
Yeah.
upset. You could resist with insight, saying that maybe the gondoliers know you're not actually a transport cruise, and this guy's just not in the know.
Oh, well, he's not
Yeah.
going to believe us. We're on an icebreaker boat, and we just stopped.
Oh yeah. I'm not expecting that he'll believe what I'm saying, but that he won't immediately. So
Yeah, like
so
it's
this
a
is
later
sort of like
consequences.
yeah.
Oh, no, he's going to report us to the gondoliers.
So the way the
But
game works, Raph, is that we can resist the consequences of our failed rolls.
Okay, how do we resist the consequence of a failed roll? What do we do?
So I'm
Someone
gonna. This is
roll-
what I was just talking about with Matt. Is I'm gonna roll my insight, which is, basically the collection of dots I have in the first column of Hunt, Study, Survey, and Tinker, which are under insight, and that becomes like your resistance ability. And basically, I'm going to take stress equal depending on how I roll here.
6
But I will
minus
have resisted the
rolls.
consequence.
I believe in you.
All right. So I'm going to roll insight.
Mhm.
I don't know that this qualifies as protecting a teammate, which is my special ability is when I protect a teammate, I get a +1 to. But this is kind of resisting.
I
my
think
own
that'd be
thing.
more immediate threats.
Yeah, that I agree. Okay. So I got 3. So I take 3 stress.
Yeah. So just for everyone's benefit, insight, prowess, and resolve can be whenever I say something negative is happening to you, you can always roll these to resist the consequence behind that. Insight is for social things or understanding people. Prowess is resisting physical harm. And resolve is for resisting things that are usually supernatural in nature or some kind of control over you. All clear?
Yeah.
All right, so the guy comes out with the coin to the other 2 of you. The paper is gone off the box, and he puts it in. He holds it out to the 2 of you. It's ready. If you could just take it to that address and drop it off, everything will be okay.
Good. I'll go ahead. I'll take the box, and I'll look over to the presser. I think we're all ready to go.
Sounds good.
And of course, once we leave, once we're out of earshot, maybe we go down a quick alley, and I kind of look over the professor and go, "What do you make of it? Anything we need to worry about?"
In character, do I feel like there's anything I need to worry about?
All right, well,
Because my character lives in the world. I don't.
would he open the box? He knows there's something unnatural about this whole situation.
Oh, I would, yeah, of course.
All right. So this would probably be arcane implements to look into this. You'd need that with you, and you'd be rolling an attune to try and understand what's going to go on.
All right, marking it down. I have
Preferably
those.
without letting the ghost out.
No, that's why he needs the arcane instruments to make sure that nothing's going to go wrong.
Yep.
Are we still controlled, or what are we at?
You're at controlled.
And standard?
Well, no, I'm going to say this is risky. This
All right.
this could be dangerous.
Let me back out of that rule then.
Right.
Back
And
to
I would
risky.
like to, of course, assist to make this better. I'll hold his tools for him, shine his light for him, and make sure everything goes nicely. And that's just going to be a stress,
Yep.
right?
Yep, and it gives him a bonus die. Were you pushing yourself, Professor?
No.
Okay.
Is this a standard effect?
Standard effect.
And 1 bonus die.
Let's see it.
Oh,
Real
wow.
good
Nice.
roll.
So looking at this thing, it looks like it has a couple conditions it needs to be met. It needs to be during the day, it needs to be surrounded by people. And in the center of this coin, you can see a small drop of Leviathan blood is on it. And looking at the craftsmanship and what it is, it looks like when the conditions are met, this box is going to discharge a large electrical shock.
When you say large, how large?
Enough to probably cover a large room.
Okay.
So compared to the hovels you live in, it would affect a few rooms, but a place in White Crown, it would probably cover just a single room.
Okay, so
Like
it's
a large commerce warehouse.
Right. I was trying to determine if it was like a single person would like have their heart stop electrical shock, or like a terrorism device electric shock.
Early,
It
it's
doesn't
not.
look like it's going to hurt people. The odds of it killing someone who's healthy is unlikely.
I'm not really concerned about that. I'm just wondering academically how much this would hurt somebody.
Leviathan blood?
What's that?
Did you say Leviathan blood?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, you just kind of dropped that. That's like, okay.
It's like the primary
Oh,
fuel
okay.
of the city.
Sorry, I sometimes forget people aren't familiar with the setting. Leviathan blood is taken from giant demon-like creatures out in the water. It's what powers all the technology in Duskfall.
Roger that.
Fantasy whale blubber. Anyway, I'm sorry, what was the question Edward started this with?
What does it do?
Yeah, what does it do? And I go, all right, I'm pretty satisfied with that. I think
Yeah.
I know how we need to deliver it now. So, I think we can just return to the boat. You guys should be still sailing around, so we're going to look out onto the water for you and see if you're out there. Give you the signal.
So that's when I fire the flare gun. No,
Quick, get the marching band in.
Yeah, has
They're
this
all-
guy? So in terms of like us dealing with that gondolier, has he buggered off? I mean, clearly he wasn't intimidated by us, but he's not going to go immediately report us.
No, but we should.
Well, what we decided was he was going to report you to the gondoliers, but the gondoliers know what you do. Your boat's distinct. They're going to hear the story and go, "That's not our concern."
Yeah, right. Because we're not really infringing on their territory. We're not like trying to pick up passengers.
No, no, but if they catch us here again in our distinctive boat, I mean, we should get out of it.
Oh, yeah, agreed.
If again, they're gonna like go, hey, it's those weird icebreaker guys.
Yeah, that is agreed.
It's like we know they're not on our turf, but they're bringing a lot of attention to the water, and we don't want that.
And if we do something, like if those goofballs do something bad and the police come by or Bluecoats come by later and ask, hey, what happened? It's like, well, I don't know, but someone saw a weird boat.
Yeah.
So you guys are on the last leg of this trek, getting your way up to White Crown. Unlike the rest of the city, White Crown quiets down at night. There's not a whole lot of boats other than those near the docks that are working. Most of the docks have some quite fancy little gondoliers or maybe a bit larger boats parked in the various docks there.
Structure here.
That structure here is that's Dustfall's main central bureaucracy, basically.
Okay. So, but this is a richer neighborhood, right?
This is the richest neighborhood.
Right. So, yeah, they would have a curfew to cut down on the noise and pollution after late.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like most people are not going to be out the street. The shops are closed. Anyone who looks suspicious at all is going to be stopped by patrols who are out. Bluecoats are going to pay good attention here. There's going to be inspectors on patrol as well, which is kind of like a higher ranked police officer.
Yeah, this is the neighborhood where we can't just sail up to a dock. We will get caught.
Right. This is the part where you come into play, where you're going to climb up a cliff, sneak around and hope no one sees you, drop this off properly, and then do it in reverse.
So the plan would be that we would go around the long way. Is this area here dark? Is this a good place to land? Or is this got patrols, spotlights, street shrieking eels? What's over here?
Everything to the west of this bridge is going to be very well lit.
But I'm on the east.
Yeah, on the east side, it is a bit of a cliff face, and it's fairly dark near the water.
Perfect.
Okay. Well, let's shut the light, see if we can coast up to it without anybody spotting us.
Like, I'm going to move this circle so you guys can see better.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, nothing's built out here.
Right, but just because there's nothing on the map doesn't mean it's not, like, mined.
No. It's very rocky terrain. It's most of it's either converted to gardens or rocky terrain or something that looks nice. There's not really gardens in this setting because, lack of light. But there would be sculptures and walk areas and hiking paths because the rich can afford to have the extra land.
Okay, but they can also afford to have a bunch of downward pointing spikes nailed into the cliff face.
Yeah, but that looks ugly.
Okay, good.
Well, then, I'm trusting you.
All right, so I'm going to go up. Professor, are you coming with me?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay, so, wrong button. I will now open my character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will choose to have the light climbing gear. Since I am a lurker, I have light climbing gear.
Yep, so it only uses one load, and you have enough climbing gear to get yourself up.
I also have the dark sight goggles. I brought the night vision.
Yep.
I filled myself up with just the 2-dot climbing gear.
Right.
Because I chose light. I am light.
Okay.
I look at Bishop. I'm like, are we sure we should let these two go unprotected?
Now, what is special armor?
Special armor is if you have an ability, you can click that instead of taking whatever harm your armor is connected to.
Okay,
so you have a special armor. You can check it off if you have a consequence of being detected or getting caught by security measures.
Okay. Okay. So in other words, I have armor. I don't have to use an equipment slot for that. Then.
Well, you have your special armor.
You don't.
If
for normal armor, you do. But that
or heavy armor.
So when they say special armor, there's 3 checkboxes here: armor, heavy, and special.
Yes. You check it off as it's used. So if you have heavy armor, that takes up 5 slots. And it lets you check off armor and heavy. Okay. Special armor is unique to each character and it's used in certain situations if you have it. Like you have shadow. So if I say you're caught or you trip some security measure, you're like, no, I didn't. And you click off your special.
Okay. So I am a lurk character.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to have special armor.
You have it as your shadow ability. Or do you mean light armor?
I mean, do I have to go through my equipment list here and check off that I have armor before I have special armor?
No, your special armor is your shadow ability.
Your special armor is can also be I'm using air quotes here, plot armor. Not like armor, not like I'm wearing chainmail. Your special armor.
It's a question of weird wording. Special armor is Nathan Drake. All right. Okay, good. That means I don't have to check that off. All right. I'm going to go climb this cliff.
All right. Now, are you two climbing as a group? You two are sticking together, basically, getting up there. You have the equipment. I'm not going to make you roll.
Well, give me what's the thing we're dropping off? Is it the bomb?
It's a coin.
I will have explained on the right that, it's more or less an electrical stun bomb. It shouldn't kill anyone unless, they bring in the old man or something.
Or there's children present.
Which we don't even know who we're delivering this to, right?
We have the address. We don't know exactly who, but it's going to be a fun surprise for them, I assume.
It's the orphanage.
Right, so we don't know. All right, so here's the situation. So we're going to give this bomb to somebody. and they're going to hand it to somebody else, and it might kill them if they're sick or infirm or have an electricity allergy.
Right.
Okay, so that basically makes us assassins.
No, it makes the person that we're delivering it to assassins. Or, I guess the target. If they're the target, then we're the middlemen.
My assumption is this is part of someone else's larger plot, and this is one piece of their greater scheme.
If anything, it makes us messengers.
It makes us accessories to terrorism, and also if anyone gets killed by this, that turns them to angry ghosts that will haunt us.
Well, let's hope they don't see us.
Okay, so you're just
We
for the
should
record,
be-
you're all cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're cool with being parties to this terrorism.
Yes.
I'm cool
Are
with
you
getting
not?
money, yes.
Okay, who said they were not?
No, I said, are you not?
Oh, I'll still do it, but I don't like it.
Fair enough.
Noted, of course.
Like it seems beneath us that we should be dealing in contraband, not dealing in stupid inter-party politics like this. Especially because
Pretty
the guy that
cool
we
bomb.
saw is back there, so we're going to be the prime suspects in this murder.
I feel this is one of those Archer conversations on the wall moments.
Are we the bad guys?
Well, we could disable
What do you
the
mean
bomb.
you're getting paid more than me?
I mean, we could disable the bomb. We're smart enough to do that.
Yeah, but we're not getting paid to do that.
Okay, delivering a bomb it is.
Bomb is such
all right, time to
a
climb the
dirty
wall.
word.
I was just making sure that's what you guys wanted to do. Let's climb this wall.
Yeah.
But like
Meanwhile,
the
it could always just be a
explosive
funny
device.
prank. I tased everyone here.
I will carry the bomb, and I will climb by myself. That way, if I fall to my death, I won't kill the professor.
All right. So you both have climbing gear, so you don't need to roll for climbing itself.
Yeah.
But getting up the cliff to the trails and to town to this office is going to be a prowl to not be seen.
Yes. Let us prowl.
So you're doing this as a group or as individuals?
We should prowl, I think, separately, so that way if one of us gets revealed, the other one can just run. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right.
All right.
Just so you know, if you prowl as a group, though, it takes the best of your two rolls.
Oh, there's no
So
downside.
Well, I mean, the downside is if
Right.
you fail as a group, you fail as a group.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
like-
Yeah,
you
and the person who leads will take stress.
No, there's no downside because
There-
do
the
I have
person who
to
leads-
myself out to lead?
No, the person who leads, when you declare the leader, for every person in the group who fails it, you would take one stress.
Oh, let's go as a group. There's no downside.
Right. So you and the professor roll prowl.
Okay,
This
I'll
is this is a risky situation. It's going to be standard effect. You're basically avoiding patrols.
Okay.
So 3, 4. There's a 4.
And I was going to say I wanted to assist them with foresight, but it came out a little fast.
That's fair. So you guys sneak
We have one
into the
failure,
edge of the.
so I take one stress, right?
Yes, there was one failure. One of your rolls were failure, so you take one stress, but you take the 4 as the result because it's the
Yeah.
best die.
All
Good.
right. Did we get caught?
So you're not caught, but as you get close to your drop-off location, you see someone in an inspector's outfit talking to 2 bluecoats.
An inspector
So-
up?
Inspectors are kind of like a rank up above bluecoats. Bluecoats are like the normal police. Inspectors are professional investigators.
Yeah, they're the
They
professional.
are-
Okay.
yeah.
So it's
They're
chatting.
considered unbribable. They're held to a higher standard than the bluecoats.
Yeah, whatever. Fair enough.
But this guy is staying in front of where the drop-off is.
Okay.
That's the complication to this. So you're in a worse position if you get caught here by this guy.
Why doesn't inspect? Yeah, I'm just gonna. Well, let's talk to the professor here. Why would an
Mhm.
inspector just be hanging around after dark?
Maybe he's the contact.
I thought we were going to an address though. This isn't the. Is this the drop off?
Right beyond the inspector, there's a door with that address on it. It's got a drop
Yeah,
off.
he's in front of the house with a drop
Oh,
off.
okay. I thought maybe you were saying like, hey, this lamppost is where we're supposed to just drop this thing off.
No, it had an address for delivery.
Across this open lit space, and there's people hanging around, and they won't leave. And that wouldn't be that big of an issue, except the fact that it's a freaking inspector and 2 police. It's like they've been tipped off.
Give me the box.
Or they're watching this.
Give me the box. I'll go up there.
How are you going to get past them?
I'm here to perform maintenance. This is my part I need for maintenance.
Okay, what do we use for lying?
Sway.
How's your sway?
I don't know. How did it sound when I just told it to you?
Well, I believed you. I give him the bomb.
Great, Professor, you have the coin.
Nah, I'm just gonna cross the field. I'm gonna cross the road, street. I don't know what's the area around me. Whatever that is, I'm crossing it.
Yeah. It's well lit. There's no one on the street but these people. As you approach, they kind of one of the Bluecoats taps the inspector and he turns. Who are you?
I am Furior Ardente. I am a
This is past curfew.
I am performing maintenance by decree of the White Crown Authority.
Whose authority?
The maintenance inspector.
Okay, do you have any... Let's go with a sway on this.
No, I don't have.
Yeah,
any
this is the time to declare, hey, I'm going to give him some foresight on this. I gave him at least a little coaching on what to do if he's caught.
Sure. All right, so this is going to be a desperate situation because they are going to react badly if you can't pull this off. And it's going to be limited effect unless you have some way to bump that up. So either some documents saying something or some other piece of gear, or if you want to push yourself.
I'm gonna have to push myself. I've already full up on gear since I came into this light.
All right, so push yourself to bring it up to standard effect. That's not going to bump your die up any.
No,
So
but
right now
the
it's
assist from Griff will give you an extra die.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, so desperate. You said standard now.
Standard now. If you're
also I got
pushing yourself at the stress.
That's 2 stress, right?
Yep.
And then 1 bonus die from foresight, right?
Yep.
You could. I was going to say you could also look at a devil's bargain.
I say you got to be quicker on that. I am a fast clicker.
All right. So you're walking
you got
up.
your extra dice, didn't you?
No, I have no dice in
No.
sway, so your 1 die
Oh.
just made it a normal roll.
Wonderful.
So you're like, no, I'm from the city. And before you can react, this inspector swings a punch at you. You're going to take 2 harm from a bruised jaw, unless you want to roll prowess to resist.
You lied so bad that
yeah,
he just punched you.
I will roll prowess. Also, I take XP and resolve for rolling a desperate.
You sure do, yeah.
Yep.
I just want to make sure. Okay, and then
Yeah,
I
we'll
roll prowess to resist, right?
Yeah.
No bonus die. It's 3s all the way down.
So 3 stress is what you're taking to reduce this down to 1 harm. And you got a bloody lip right now.
All right, now it's been a while since we've done Scum and Villainy game. I got to remember how I mark this down.
I
So
have marked it on your sheet. So you just put it in the square what the harm type is.
harm type would be.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Bloody
mean
lip.
you put it in there already? Okay.
Yep. And then because you resisted with prowess, it's 6 minus your highest dice roll. So 3, you're taking 3 more stress.
Take 3 more stress. Got it.
Yeah. So you've seen this happen to your friend. He tried to bluff his way, and the inspector threw a punch, hit him pretty hard, and the Bluecoats are moving up. What are you doing?
Wow, that's kind of... Is that normal?
How much experience do you have with inspectors? They have the authority to arrest someone and throw them right into jail before trial.
Yeah, he just said he was here to do something, and they just punched him.
Yeah, he did.
Like,
it's not uncommon for the Bluecoats to beat people just because they don't pay a high enough bribe.
Yeah, but that's an inspector. They're unbribable.
Correct. So he obviously thinks this person's a criminal.
Wow. What are they doing with... I'm going to stay and watch. What are they doing to the professor?
They're going to be moving to take him in if they're not interrupted.
So, do they get in their airship and fly away?
No. I'm going to turn to the professor and see what he's going to do to react to this.
Sorry,
I'll
I'm just
go on.
imagining the scene in my head now where, like, I'm on the ground and they're kicking me in the gut and they're like, I don't know, I'm gonna see where this is gonna go.
That's where it's leading to.
Also, like, wow, I didn't expect them to start kicking the shit out of him. Plus, they're kicking the shit out of somebody who is carrying a bomb. I'm gonna stay over here.
Man, when did the professor eat corn today?
Poor professor. All right, professor, what are you doing? The Bluecoats are moving forward. You're kind of staggering back. You've got the coin, but
I feel like I want to double down on the lie. I'm gonna collapse to the ground. I'm just gonna cry. I'm just doing my job. They told me to come here and repair.
all right, you're gonna go with Sway again.
Yep.
All right, you're in a desperate situation. You have limited effect with this.
Does the sorry, I want to say the word fortune now. Foresight. Does the foresight not still apply, or was that just for one roll?
Foresight is me just as helping you without using any of my stress. So I can still help you out as you try to like go through the things I've said and try to say it again.
Right. So I mean, can I still apply that?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
He
It's
has
free.
2 uses of it, so you can use it again. Yeah.
So that makes it a standard effect now, right?
Yep.
Now you might want to try Devil's Bargain, I suppose, right?
You could
push
do that.
myself, or can I not do that again?
You can
pushing
push yourself,
is-
or you can use a Devil's Bargain. You can't use both.
And pushing
your call.
myself would just give me a bonus die, right?
Yeah, for 2 stress.
I'll push myself.
All right.
It's
And-
threes all the way down.
All right. So, Norman, you watch them come up, and one of the Bluecoats kicks the professor while he's begging on the ground, and they're starting to stomp at him.
What's the
Professor,
what's
you're
the
looking at
direct consequence? Yeah.
you're looking for harm 3, cracked ribs, unless you want to resist that, but your stress is pretty high right now.
I mean, I'm gonna have to resist. I'm just gonna resist. I'm just gonna try.
Yeah.
All right.
All the way down, it's threes.
Yeah.
All
This
right.
is a turtle made of 3.
So
Looks
you're
like you're
taking
taking
bruised
trauma,
ribs,
my
but
friend.
you've marked your last stress. You're taken out for the scene.
I done
You're
what I
being
could.
beaten down. So, Lurk, what are you doing?
So what are they going to do? Pick him up and drag him off?
Well, right now they're kicking them. It looks like that's going to be their next step.
Okay. Eventually, eventually they have to stop kicking him, or he'll be dead. So
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
gonna-
he's unconscious now.
I'm not fighting 3 policemen.
All right. So they pick him up and start dragging him away once they're done beating him pretty good.
All right, I want to follow them. Where are they dragging him to?
All right. They're making their way towards the main government building here. They're probably
all-
working toward. Go
Do
ahead.
all 3 of them go?
No. No, it would be just the Bluecoats and the inspector standing there, pulling out, writing some stuff on a notebook, and then looking around again.
Okay. That's weird. But now the inspector's alone.
Mm-hmm.
Crap. The mission is to get them the box. Why did I let you take the box? You said you could convince them.
I will let the box be dropped on the ground at this point if you guys want.
Does he drop the box? I've got my night vision goggles on.
Yeah, sure. He drops the box.
We
You're not
drop
going to
this
need the night. You
Or
could-
anything to influence the story or something?
Usually we do it in a flashback, but it makes sense that the professor would not be, able to carry it after they knock the crap out of him.
Yeah.
Is the box.
When I go unconscious, I don't go death grip. I go limp.
Right.
Mhm.
How big is the
So-
box?
The box is just a small box designed to hold a large coin, so it's not overly big.
Yeah, so it's like a
Handheld.
handheld. Did the inspector see it fall?
He hasn't. If he has, he hasn't moved towards it.
Okay, well, the 2 blue coats are gone. That's only one guy. I am going to attempt to sneak, to make a mad dash when the professor's not. All right. First, explain to me what a silent potion vial is.
A silent potion vial is when you use it. You and everything within 10 meters around you makes no sound and can't.
What is a subterfuge supply?
Subterfuge supplies?
So
They are things like
Oh, there we go.
disguises and stuff like that.
Disguise and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Time to solve this the way God intended, by blowing crap up.
All right, demolition tools it is.
Yep. I am going to go ahead and prepare a bomb somewhere over here on the dark side of the street, and wait for it to explode. And then during the distraction, I will run across the street, grab the thing, and go to the meet.
So to get this right, you had reservations about delivering a bomb, but you came prepared with a bomb.
It is worth noting that it isn't really covered by demolition supply tools. They're more like
it's not.
Sledgehammers, spikes, heavy drills, crowbars. Bombs are like the area of the leech.
Yeah.
Well, so subterfuge is costume stuff and demolitions tools. So do I have anything that could be a distraction then?
You got lots of
elements. Weird, goofy stuff. It's weird how you get a character sheet.
Do you want something like a bomb? You could flashback to acquiring one.
That is true. You could flashback.
No, and he also has a whistle. You know, I'm thinking it's just easier. I'll just drink the silence potion and try to sneak past him while he's writing in his stupid journal. So I would like to sneak past him, and in the act of sneaking past him, grab the thing, and I will quaff my silence potion to make this happen, or help this happen. What is shadow cloak? It has no description. The fine shadow cloak has no description.
A hooded cloak made of fine silk. The item improves your effect level when you sneak around.
All right.
It is one load.
I came heavy for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you have 2 things boosting you. You have the silent potion and the fine cloak.
Yep.
So you can go with great effect and a +1 dice. So if you do this, you can get in and out undetectable.
Well, that's going to be a roll. So it's a risky situation.
It's risky.
Risky. Okay, but I have great with +1 die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see? Roll like ass.
All right. So you're walking, you go to pick up the box, you accidentally kick it once, you run forward, accidentally kick it again. You're not making any sound, but it's not till you kick the box the 3rd time, it bumps into his foot. He looks up from his pad and goes, "What the heck?" and starts looking around.
Oh, okay.
Now, as long as you're not blending, as long as you're not moving too much, the cloak is helping you blend in a little. But he's kind of looking at where you're hiding in the shadows. He looks a little confused.
Okay. Shall I try again?
So you're in a desperate situation.
All right. What does that mean?
Knows something's there. What are you doing?
I need to grab the box and get out of here. I would rather do that than actually attack the cop, who I assume is armed with a gun.
You're probably right to assume that. So you're trying to react quickly, right?
See him. If he had a gun, he'd have it somewhere I could see it, or not. So
he definitely has a pistol.
Yeah, then definitely don't want to altercate with him. I want to grab that box and get the hell out of here.
All right, so give me a finesse. You're trying to move quickly. You're trying to outrun this guy.
Finesse. Oh, okay. So finesse. This situation is risky.
The situation is desperate, so you're going to mark 1 on your prowess, regardless of what the result is.
Okay, so the situation is desperate. The effect is standard, or is it great?
It's going to be great because you still have the cloak and the thing. If you can get out of his eyesight, he's going to lose track of you very quickly.
Do I have any bonus dice?
You have a bonus dice.
All right. That's a 6.
Right, that's 6. So you dart forward as it takes him a second to realize there's someone there. Grab the box, and you can either choose to get away or deliver it and be chased by this guy.
I will choose to deliver it, and I would like to expend my special armor to resist a consequence from detection. Fuck you, Inspector.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
Toss the cloak off in his face and get the hell out of here.
So tell me what this looks like as he suddenly realizes you're a person.
After me, you throw the cloak when he goes, huh? What? Toss the cloak in his face and just run while he goes, oh, what the hell is that?
All right. So here's the question. Are you going to go back for your friend or no?
No, I'm going to the drop first.
You're at the drop. You just dropped it off.
Yeah, this is escape time for you. You've mission accomplished.
You can escape back to the boat now.
No, no, I'm running to the drop.
It was right there. It was like where the guy was.
He was standing in front of the door.
Sorry, I keep saying drop. Don't we have to the inspector's not at the address. The inspector's between us and the address we have to get to, right?
He was literally at the door of it, next to the drop-off box.
Six steps in front of the door.
So we're supposed to put this
in the drop-off box.
Something, right? We're not supposed to leave it on the doorstep, right?
Right, we put it in the drop box.
Yeah, so I put that in the drop. So in other words, did I put that in the drop box?
Yes.
Okay, good. Then yeah, back to the boat.
All right, so we're going to wrap up because that seems like the score was successful in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry our friend got arrested, but we'll have to go find him at the White Crown drunk tank tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Trust me, that's what downtime's for.
Meanwhile, back in the boat, I'm like, it's much easier to avoid these moral complications if you just don't ask what's in the boxes. I know you're new at this, Bishop, but really.
Well, I care about what happens to my people here. If I gave you something terrible, I'd like to tell you that it's a danger to yourself and others. Who knows what could happen? You use it to defend from a punch and it explodes. What then? That's my fault. Can't have that.
I mean, it's my job to put my body between the punch and the object, not to put the object between the punch and my body.
Right, but I don't want to lie to you about how much danger you're in.
I guess that's fair.
And meanwhile, we just see, I wonder, I bet this has gone off perfectly fine. There's been absolutely no complications.
Yeah.
Oh, hey there.
I mean, in my head, I'm imagining one of those 8-bit video games where you just have like the image of the lamp post shining a light down on just one section of the ground. It's all darkness all around. And just the professor sitting there laying down like bloody flicker light, flicker light, flicker light.
Well, I don't know if they roughed him up and arrested him, but they dragged him off and I didn't follow. So
they punched me and then they started kicking me. That's all I know. And then I passed out. Which now I've picked a trauma. I am obsessed. This only makes me more fervent that my body sucks and I need to improve it.
That's fair. So you've taken your trauma, so get rid of the rest of your stress.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go through the payoff and heat really quick because I know this ends in 8 minutes.
All right.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So at the end of each mission, there's a payoff after each score. I don't know if it's the same as Scum and Villainy or not. We start with rep. If the rep for this mission was 3, it goes up by 3.
Yeah.
Yay.
We have
the payoff. You guys got 2 coins by default. And then if you want to sell that stuff off, just haphazardly, you can get up to 3 more coins. If you want to save it for later and do story and work it back to the factions, we can work that in through story.
I feel like the first 2 ones we can definitely do. The third one we got to figure out what it is.
The unmarked one.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and my vice is weird stuff, so I will fight you. We can't sell this until we figure out what it is.
I agree. The weird machine, I mean, that's basically ours now.
The professor died for us to get that stuff. We need to honor his memory.
He's not dead. He's just probably has some broken bones somewhere.
Know that.
All right.
I have a friend who'll fix him up.
So we will probably sell off everything except the unmarked thing.
All right. So 2 more coins to the crew. You guys can split it among you as you wish.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's 4 coins, so that's 1 apiece, right?
4 coins, 4 ways. That sounds good to me.
Yep.
Well, there's a place on the crew to hold it, and then there's character sheet stuff. So if you want to split it out, go for it.
Yeah, let's do it for a successful job.
Well, before we can split it up, we have to pay to get we haven't gotten the professor back yet.
I'll be paying for him. Don't worry.
You
All right,
sure?
so-
I mean, you
Well,
come out of this.
we can work that out. I mean, mechanically being the blacked out, he's not necessarily going to be. If they have
Well, I
nothing
was
to
saying
hold him on, he just turns up back at the lair the next
Okay, good.
week or
So
whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Harmed him. Okay, good. And we don't. So if we don't have to pay for his medical expenses, bribes, or bail, but that should come out of
The medical expenses is more questionable because that harm persists, and we'll have to deal with that during downtime.
Yeah. There are
Should
long-term
be-
consequences to
So-
all this.
For
We
heat,
should
there's
figure that out of the
4
loot. So
base
let's
categories to start.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
There's smooth and quiet. I don't think that counted for this. There's contained, which is standard exposure. I'm leaning towards that. There's loud and chaotic. Although there was a attack from an inspector and a few other things, I don't think things got out of hand.
We didn't
And
do
there-
anything. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's wild and devastating exposure where you blow up a city block or something.
No,
Yeah,
I-
we
I
didn't
would
reach
keep
that.
we had a suspicious gondolier and we had an inspector punch a random person. I would definitely say it's the second category. One
Yeah,
above.
this has been controlled.
That starts with 2. Now, if it's a high-profiled or well-connected target, you guys were bringing something to White Crown, so that's pretty high profile.
Okay.
+1 if on hostile turf. Technically, you guys aren't at war with anyone yet, so you're
Not
okay
yet.
there. And then, if you had killed anyone in any way, or someone was killed involved in this score, it adds 2. So we're
Yeah,
only
that's why I
adding 3 heat.
Yeah, so this was kind of a very low heat event.
Mm-hmm. So, at wanted level 0, if they take someone in for incarceration, rather than incarcerating them, usually it'll either be a few weeks or they'll just give them a sound beating so they suffer a level 3 harm. So the professor does come back to you guys.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen The Expanse, but like the very first or second episode, I'm like the medic from the episode. You guys tell him anything? I told him everything. I told him stuff they even ask about.
I'm sorry you got hurt, boss. That was
All right.
weird. That have an inspector there with 2 armed escorts. Somebody tipped them off.
Yeah, we should
Something
look into
happened.
that.
Those darn gondoliers.
I blame Rosalind Kellis. I can't wait till she's rotting in a hole in the ground.
Given that we're short on time, do we want to do experience off stream or?
What do you
What do you
guys
wanna
want to do? Like, there's usually a downtime section, stuff like that, but we're not going to get to that today. Do we want to handle XP super quick and then the rest will pick up right where we left off and do the downtime, then the score again?
Yeah,
Sure, let's try doing XP really quick. So
All right, cool.
All right.
let's rush it.
All right, so let's do the teeth first. This is the crew XP. Did you execute a successful smuggling or acquire new contacts or contraband?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the first and the third there, because we
Did-
successfully smuggled something, and we've got this unmarked
machine.
box as new contraband source,
That's
right?
fair.
And the key.
The key is definitely an asset to your smuggling operation. Okay.
Yeah.
Second one. Did you contend with challenge that was above your current station? Remember your tier 0.
Yeah, so lots of them. We stole from the Dimmer sisters. There was the gondoliers. There was the inspectors and the bluecoats.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's above our tier or not.
We're
the
tier
lowest
0.
tier, so
Everyone's
everything's
above our
it.
tier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's the great of being at the bottom. Did you bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one through this?
We totally did. You just
We
said it went up.
demonstrate that we're good with strange stuff.
Valid. Did you express the drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew? I'm going to say yes, because you had the
Yeah.
whole conversation that we're delivering a bomb.
Yeah, there was definitely some inner conflict going on there.
It'll have ramifications later. If only we were delivering it to Kellis's house.
All right, so I'm just going to go in order that you're showing up on the roll 20. Professor, XP. You did your desperate actions as we went, I hope. At the end of each session, you mark 1 XP for the following. Did you address a challenge with technical skill or mayhem?
Now, if mayhem is acted upon me, does that still count?
I'm going to say yes, because you also examine the coin with technical skills.
Sure.
Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
Sure, while we were having that discussion about how best to cut a body and heart.
Did you struggle with issues of vice or trauma this session? Yes, you suffered trauma, so it definitely came up.
Just gotta make sure that I get beaten to shit 2 more times.
All right, Bishop.
All right.
Did you address the challenge with calculations or conspiracy?
I did. Every part of my plan worked perfectly until I gave it to someone else to do.
Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background during this session?
I think I did express some of my beliefs. I'm perfectly okay delivering bombs to authority I'm hostile to.
Did you struggle with issues of your vice or trauma this session? I don't think it came up for you.
Yeah, things went pretty smoothly for me. So I didn't do any danger and I came out okay. I don't know why you guys had such a rough time of it.
Grit, did you solve a problem with violence or coercion?
Didn't quite get to the violence, but I was definitely coercing that gondolier fellow.
I don't know if that went as well as the Bluecoats did.
Well, that was less of a threat with the Bluecoats, but yeah.
Yeah, but it was still coercion.
I didn't say I succeeded at a challenge, but I did address the challenge.
Mm-hmm. All right, express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
Yeah, I've got like a couple of things in here, like the stuff about him being a pit fighter. Also, his accuracy heritage is like how he knows the people around town and was familiar with the Bluecoats and that kind of thing.
Works for me. You struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during the session. I don't know if we got to vices.
So my question is, I did take that devil's bargain, which was directly related to pit fighting, which is his vice.
That's true.
He goes to the pits and fights, and people bet on him.
That is definitely going to cause issues.
Yeah, so does that count here for you?
That does count.
Nice.
This is the kind of system where the more you suffer, the more XP you get.
Yeah.
All
That's
right,
why I like it so much.
Perso, did you mark off those 2 XP already?
Oh, yeah, because I will unmark them and wait for you to go pro forma.
Okay, but you also had Desperate Roll, didn't you?
Let's see. Okay, so I addressed a challenge with stealth and evasion. So, yes.
Yes.
I expressed my beliefs. Because I was also talking about how to dissect the body, and I didn't feel good about the bomb. I don't think I struggled with vice or trauma, because my vice is weirdness, and there was nothing in here that made me struggle with that.
That's fair. I'm looking at your first one, that every time you roll a desperate action, you had a desperate finesse roll, didn't you?
I did.
Your prowess should have a tick then.
So I'll put a tick up there. Okay.
Yes, that's all I was wondering. All right.
Okay.
All right, guys. So this is kind of like half a session of Blades in the Dark. We'll pick up next time, starting with your character's downtimes.
Wonderful, then. Good. I think this went great, and I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Good.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Right. And just to clarify before we lose Raph here, did you see the conversation happening in chat before, Raph, about next week?
No.
About doing this at 10 a.m. that week.
10 a.m. on Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to get back to you.
Okay.
All right, then. So, thanks again for running and for everyone being here, and we'll catch you next time.